was the best in the world until this guy came around, and everyone is talking about Donk now. So I'm hoping that ZywOo comes back in. Let's go.
Yeah,
Claim it again.
Of Maniac, this game is live. Can I get your official predictions, please?
Vitality.
Vitality.
All right, everybody at home, this is the PGL CS2 Major EU RMR second half, Group B. Jackie and Vince, the bloodbath is about to begin.
I hope you've brought some sponges, Paolo, to clean up this studio, because it is going to be quite intense, isn't it? What a way to kick off Group B, Vince, the RMR of death with so many stacked teams, and this is a banger to open it up.
100%. I think coming into this tournament, people were very excited about both of the groups, but this is the one on paper that is way, way more difficult, and ZywOo showing firsthand. And he slaps away GamerLegion in the pistol and just makes it look so easy. It's effortless for the man. Snacks can do little but try and pick up the pieces. But there's going to be another 3 parts of that jigsaw to put together, and he doesn't even have control over the bomb, Jackie. What a start for ZywOo. What an introduction to the RMR.
Oh, yeah. That's the debut. That's the pistol round special. Can he get the ace? Can they give him it? Snacks trying to tease them towards the vent. A couple pot shots going out. Snacks with the Julies, wanting to be given a couple of 1v1s here, but he swings back out, and ZywOo will complete it. The full 5. Okay, that's one way to kick off the game, isn't it, Vince? Little ace up the pocket.
He's got the bling around his neck and on the server. Outrageous. It's just how simple he makes this look. Like that's one of the best, I suppose, compliments you could give a player of this kind of stature is he makes Counter-Strike look easy. And obviously we all know from trying to land pistol headshots ourselves, us mere mortals, that is not the case. And yet ZywOo's out here just smurfing in every single game he seems to play. 5 kills to his name and GamerLegion on the back foot already. You also felt as well, Jackie, that for GamerLegion to stand much of a chance in this game, which is heavily sided against them, it would probably have to be like a really good start, break down that economy, early doors for the CTs, try and make them sweat, get ZywOo off the AWP as long as possible. Well, so far, that just hasn't happened.
No, exact opposite, really. Obviously puts him in a far better position in terms of the economy and overall the mood as well. Just coming into it thinking, all right, nice pistol round. Keep it rolling, keep the engine ticking over. Snacks is hoping that maybe he can already turn this game into a bit of a shocker, though, if someone pushes towards the hut. No one coming his way just yet. For Vitality, obviously, not much of a reason to go running into the low investment you know GamerLegion are going to have. You don't want to put yourself in a direct line where those pistols will ruin you. So they hold back, just waiting for the push. Spinks is armed with the MP9 as well. So if they go bouncing in through the hut, they'll probably have a bit of a rough time of it. First one to fall is Snacks.
Yeah, the veteran, first to feel the effects of Spinks' MP9. That's money in the bank as well. And the other MP9 is also positioned here on the squeaky side. So you're looking at dollar bills in the eyes of Vitality. mezii with 2 of his own. And this about as good as it could start on the side of Vitality. You've lost no players in 2 rounds, assuming that Acor doesn't thread a couple of Glock kills. All 5 of these frags have gone the way of the MP9s. That is tons and tons of cash, a comfortable 2-0. You've lost no plays in the process. Great for a confidence builder.
Yep, ideal. Build up the bank. Have some fat stacks to play with going into the future rounds. Snacks taking the time to get a bit vocal as well, talk to the team, and see what they can do going back into it. Obviously, GamerLegion do spend that money. They bring the Kalashnikovs out on parade, and at least there you've got a bit of a range advantage, right? Up against the SMGs that are brought over from the prior round. Vitality wanting to keep those in circulation and see if they can get a bit of a Brucey bonus out of it. They're dodging the explosives towards outside, but there is a nice setup in terms of the angle on this smoke. The waterfall over the top, providing a small gap for ZywOo to peek from. He's forced off it. Looks like they wanted to hard commit onto the swing as well. A lot of clashing going on towards the outside.
Yeah, ZywOo intelligently just backs away and tries to play off a different angle, knowing that the AK's now in play. Could be a problem as Apeks finds first-hand a solid shot from Acor. But ZywOo is there to repel and thwart the oncoming T's. Tons of damage to 2 of them. Volt narrowly escapes with his life down in the secret. But he, alongside Isaac, below the 20 HP threshold, going to be feeling the effects of this round already. 55 seconds left on the timer. And although they've got downstairs, they're a bit isolated. Kios, the one healthy player, still stuck in lobby.
is pathing, taking him back round towards the ramp, and ZywOo is lurking there. It's his domain. He can deny this. Depends on the timing, though, potentially. A little bit paranoid in terms of his crosshair, looking over towards the ladder, debating whether or not he's coming. There is a bit of a flank on this, though, and the timing works well as mezii is able to strike again. 25 seconds left on the clock. You're walking straight into the awaiting arms of the last man, the sole defender of the B-bomb site, and this round should blow up in their face.
Yes, the MP9, but they're both very low. Volt at least manages to get one before mezii connects the touchdown from range onto double doors. A quickfire 3-0. No post plants in any of those previous rounds equates to an eco coming up on this multinational squad. Obviously, GamerLegion, you've got Polish, Danish, Belgian, Swedish, and Romanian parts of this piece. And I believe their coach also hailing from the UK. So a nice, well-oiled, rounded machine. But so far, it's yet to really shift through the gears.
Yeah, falling flat in the opening rounds. But it can be hard to instantly battle back and mentally reset with the fact they're not really able to find many frags into these. Doesn't really seem like they're getting into a position to win many of these rounds, especially here where you have no cash to work with as well. You're hoping maybe you just bombard your way in, get a bit lucky, see if you can steal away a bomb plant out of it. But the early damage is just entirely free for Vitality. And mezii, he's waiting to strike, lurking inside of the vents as well. So even though they've got secrets control, you're not really going to find a clear path into the bomb site, especially when they don't know Flames is here.
Yeah, double spray. It's one of the easiest passes a player could have asked for, and Acor attempts to land some P250s at range, but nothing really sticking or forthcoming. So a 4-0 start. And a far cry from the pressure that a lot of these players have talked about in the past. Obviously, the likes of Apeks in interviews have said RMR's some of the most nerve-wracking, anxiety-ridden events out there. So much to play for. Obviously, we've discussed at length in that first group. Dreams are made and broken, snatched away. So to have a team of Vitality stature start this solidly, look this comfortable, that is going to be a scary sign for the rest of the teams here taking part.
And for this team in particular as well, with GamerLegion, it's an interesting tidbit, right? Because this was always going to be a hard opening game going up against Vitality. But for the RMR itself, there's a possibility that we finally see a return to majors for Snax. And that could be a gigantic story to have. The return to form, attended 12 in a row from the beginning of CSGO, and then missed the last 7 straight. Hasn't been in that arena since the London Major back in 2018, and here he slips again, falling from grace, taking a lot of damage and giving away that audio cue.
Yeah, exactly. It's multifaceted. You could almost see a grimace on his face as well as he realizes that is a bit of a rough, unforced error to make. Puts him in headshot range of those M4s as he has dropped to 58 HP. That may not end up mattering a great deal if his team can get some success, but they've been pushed away and already repelled off those tight angles like Squeaky and Hub. They're not getting aggressive. I think one of the worst things that you can do to Vitality is to show too much respect. Sometimes you have to get in their face, make it a little bit chaotic, a little bit messy. If they sit back and play respectful each and every round, you're going to get picked apart from some of these heavy components. And Spinks goes in for 2, locks down main with a 3rd and a 4th as well. And the Israeli narrowly missing out on the ace, but he's put this round into the pocket of Vitality. It's up to Volt to try and pickpocket this one away and run out with the AK. His position known and compromised, and multiple players staring his position. It shouldn't be possible, but he's doing a lot of damage here. This is a solid attempt from Volt. Already shutting down 2. Apeks dropping to 19 HP. Trying to bypass that smoke as well, but he's being tagged up through there. Down to 24, he's going to fall, but he also only has 15 seconds. And he's about to get swept in from Flames on the backside as well. But Apeks denies that. Nice try, but Spinks with a lightning 4K.
No, that was absolutely magnificent. Seems like everyone on Vitality is passing the baton right now of who wants to have a highlight reel-worthy play. Lighting them up on that CT side. crosshair placement, all of the fights being given to him on the 1v1s as well, looking very clean. Almost felt like he was going to get that final shot off. Volt at least has kind of a saving grace of making it a little bit more costly towards the end, but even then, it's only 2 rebuys. It's not done enough damage to break through that economy that, as you can see, is building pretty heavily. ZywOo back outside once again as well. He's just cutting his way through them. GamerLegion unable to survive the onslaught towards the outside.
Yeah, you're just seeing the superior aim like really come to the forefront, but it's a massacre. It's a slaughter. It's 6-0, and they're making it look pedestrian. They're just chilling. They're vibing. And I think that previous 4K from Spinks kind of highlights one of the problems here, as it was a beautiful 4K. Don't get me wrong, his aim was honestly a thing of beauty, but you're looking at 4 separate 1v1 engagements with no flashes, no smokes, no Molotovs. And similar here outside, you've got your normal bog standard wall of smokes, but there's no flashes. So ZywOo this entire time has full vision, full ability to just rattle off shots without really any pressure being applied. That is a concern for GamerLegion here. We're already into the 6th round. Across the board, 4 of them have only got 1 kill.
They're not quick enough to the draw right now. And although, you know, we're very far away from the qualification or elimination games here at the RMR, it's still never a good feeling when this is the way the opening game goes, when this is the position that you're into. A lot of rounds left into this one, but will GamerLegion get their hands on a few of them and start to build that confidence back up? At the minute, again here, with just low pistols to work with, you're fragmented. There isn't much room for the trade potential. Apeks could probably just clean up. He gets the info as well, so knows exactly where they are, Vince.
Oh, it's a good grenade as well, parting gift. Did take a stray bullet to the dome, but it was off the pistol, so he's got 6 HP remaining. It's finished off. Apeks through the smoke with 2. And that means that Kios on the kill on Apeks is the last man standing, the Belgian component of GamerLegion. Desperately scrambling and trying to get some kind of control over the situation. Does have control over the bomb. Lots of damage, but no kill. And 7-0 has already came up, and I think we're seeing a Vitality that has a bit of a point to prove after a very lackluster, very disappointing Katowice performance. Coming back here and saying, nah, listen, we're still the best. You still have to beat us. There's a lot of hype around Spirit and Donk, and obviously we'll see them later on today. But Vitality showing that they're still up there. They're still one of the big dogs.
Falling out, back at Kato, 13th, 16th, probably is a splash of water straight to the face. Major cycle CS, it really takes everything out of you as well. You have to give it your absolute all. I'm surprised there was no pause actually utilized. You mentioned Ash, the coach of GamerLegion. Very smart man, normally. It feels like he calls those pauses to try and reset the team's focus when a game starts like this. To this one, though, they continue to keep it live. And Acor, he is a big element of this team. He's finally got the AWP in his hands, but the near miss, oh, that could come back to haunt them. And ZywOo's been switching up his positioning, again pushing up close towards T-Red. He's getting a lineup on them, and they have no idea this man's here.
Oh, ZywOo! He doesn't need the AWP. I don't think we've seen him with a single sniper in this game. It's been all assault rifles and, of course, that ace in the pistol round as he moves to 15-1. Perhaps all of this hype about Donk has got him wanting to step up his game and show everyone that he's still the best on the planet. And there's another one to add to the collection. Is he able to get a second ace? He doesn't look like he's in the right position to do so with Snacks and Volt outside. But this destruction continues, and the smoke is going to start to fade. Spinks still peering down, spots the players, but Snack shuts him out. Both players are so low, though, and Apeks is on the prowl. He can just dial this round in. He can put an end to the rot, as he's going to wait for them to line up together and not give his position away beforehand. And there's the double spray. Vitality, 8-0 in the lead.
Apeks striking like a coiled viper. And finally, we see GamerLegion going for the call to take a pause on this one. They want to slow it down, break out of the tunnel vision. The first 8 rounds have gone by in a matter of seconds, and there's not much of this half left. So anything you can physically draw out of it, that's the starting point. That's what you're going to have to work with when we go into that second half. And with what we saw on the pistol, if that timeline comes back again, this could be over very quickly. So at least now, use this opportunity to try and come up with some kind of solution, something that can change their fate.
ZywOo 195 ADR as we move into round 9. I mean, it's reflected in how many kills he has, 16 and 1. And we haven't even seen him with his primary weapon either. That is the really terrifying part. Apeks showing that veterancy, that experience that we were discussing and they were talking about on the desk as well, of course. Whereas Snacks has been around the block for many times. Apeks has consistently been at the very top. He hasn't had dips away, and if they have been, they've been momentary. Tons of damage again. Acor taking grenades, down to 28 HP. The timeout has came and gone. Obviously, max round loss bonus. They'll be able to buy into the next one, but in the here and now, it's still looking a little bit bleak, Jackie. I don't really see much success that's going to be on the horizon here with how well Vitality are playing.
No, it doesn't matter where they're tested. They're always passing with flying colors. GamerLegion have been very fragmented in a lot of their pushes as well, playing into the hands of the CTs. Acor does have that Zeus, was hoping maybe someone would get a bit overconfident with how dominant this half's gone for Vitality. He pushes up, you can get an opener, maybe get a gun out of it, but they're not going to throw any risks onto this one. If they do push together, there is at least backup here. So even if Flames falls and they start to bombard their way down the ramp, there should be some quick trades from Apeks. That is a big if, though, as he gets the opening pick and instantly goes back.
Well, that HE has damage written all over it, but lands on the wrong side of the wall. I think it just clipped off the edge there. 30 seconds left. Keon still maintaining the only rifle in play. Galil in hand. mezii going to go for that wide swing. There's one and a second as well. And everything being put into place. Isaac may get the element of surprise from the vents with his Tech 9, but I'm not even sure he'll be afforded that luxury as he comes up. And there's mezii watching. Oh man, the cover's on point, the aim is there, the utility's there. I mean, this is pretty much a perfect CT side on the half of Vitality. I don't even necessarily know that GamerLegion have been that bad. It's just Vitality have been that damn good.
Yeah, they're on their A game right now. And just finding all of these frags for absolutely free. Just looks clean, doesn't it? There really isn't much room for error for them with how they're playing. Obviously, GamerLegion at least taking that pause, that's setting them up for this round. When they have money once again, they can reinvest, actually have the weaponry to try and change fate and do something a little bit differently. But opportunity for that is really running down to the dying embers. You don't have many rounds left into this half, so it has to be something special right now. And even then, the biggest buffer you can potentially get for yourself, it isn't going to be great in that second half.
Precisely, and there's no guarantee they'll even pick up one at this stage either. ZywOo is having no chill. It shows he is mortal after all as Kios pushes the bullet between the eyes. One of the best opportunities that GamerLegion have had is a 4-on-4, but they've made moves downstairs.
Back towards T-Roof though, Sphinx in a perfect place at just the right time. Finds Snacks lurking around. So GamerLegion are now just down to a triple threat. Isaac, Volt, and Kios. Yeah, you're towards bottom stairs, but can you make a play off the back of this? Walking around towards the decontamination door. Flames with a backup. Apeks waiting for the walkout as well. He's got his eyes laser focused on that window.
Spray is good for one. Kios does come back with one of his own, however. Okay, here we go, GamerLegion. They got a 2-on-2 post plant coming in. Sphinx and mezii up against them. And if they want any chance of coming back into this, this simply has to be a win. They have to give themselves that buffer and a second pistol round. mezii passing by in the smoke, shutting down Isaac, but that may give them a false sense of security. Seeing nobody in the double doors may allow Kios to now strike in with that AK-47. Bomb is ticking away, and additionally, mezii's just going to stick this. He's going for the full defuse, and Kios is waiting. Oh, and patience is going to prove to be his undoing. As Vitality take 10, they had a chance, but it slips away.
For that to be the round you lose as well. Oh man, the timing of it. You both walk past each other in the smoke, jump straight on it, commits to the full defuse, gets it. 10 rounds for Vitality on the trot. Some soul-crushing ones sprinkled in there again as well. So GamerLegion feeling it right now. This is not the way you wanted to start off your day here.
Precisely. I mean, they've had so few opportunities that the one they did get going by, begging, is going to sting that little bit more. They do at least have the opening pick. Spinks gets aggressive through Squeaky and pays the price for it. Batol will be sitting and watching the rest of his team try and maintain this unbeaten streak. I don't believe we've had a 13-0 at the RMRs just yet. So GamerLegion will be desperate to make sure that they don't make history in that regard.
Avoid that timeline if possible. Oh, Apeks would love to make that happen though. And he's just going to wait on the edge of the smoke. GamerLegion at least found an opening frag into this round. You got the first pick and there was no clap back. So Spinks has been slain. Apeks waits. He's got utility to play with, but needs to stick to his gun. Jump spots, dashes the nade, that'll slow him down, but only a tickle of damage inflicted onto Volt. They fragment the push going in from either side.
Yeah, but you nailed it though, Jackie. It wasn't designed for damage, it was designed to stall as a stalling mechanism, and our Flames can make a move in. However, Apeks has been dethroned, and that puts more pressure on the ramp side as ZywOo comes out with his A1S. Still yet to use the AWP. Hasn't needed it, to be fair, but it's another post plant, and surely this time GamerLegion can get some success, or perhaps I've spoke too soon.
mezii, the mastermind himself. He suspects there's a flank coming, but the timing on the turn doesn't work. Snacks does pick it up, and it's down to the 1v1. ZywOo spams through the door, holding back the wave. It's all about the peak on this. He's trying to battle back, toying with the door, spamming into the chest, but falls short. Another round secured by Vitality, yet to drop a single one, and the frustration has got to be at an all-time high.
Love that from Apeks. I mean, one thing you cannot levy at him ever is that he's not passionate.
Oh, yeah.
This guy is always wearing his heart on his sleeve. His emotions are always at the fullest. You hear that, let's go, guys. They're 11-0, and he's still trying to hype them up, keep the energy good and high. And yeah, it's a complete reversal if you're on GamerLegion. You're going to be devastated. The last two rounds could have been yours. You could have maybe ended the half with a 9-3. At that stage, second pistol, CT side economy gets built up. There's a way back in. But it feels like that door has been slammed in their face. However, to try and see the optimistic side of this, Jackie, it's the first day. You lose this, you're 0-1. Elimination's not even a conversation just yet. You still got plenty of time to build your way in. But that was a beautiful couple of kills from mezii. Also, locking down the decon angle allowed ZywOo to fully focus his attention over on that side. So mezii, really the MVP of that round. And GamerLegion, can they get a bit of success to at least get one on this half?
It's a big question, and it's one they need to answer immediately into this last round. We knew this was always going to be a very rough opening game for them. Never easy. Crazy as well when you think about the fact that the last time we even saw these two teams go head-to-head was the major final back in Paris. Things have really changed on the server right now. Kiosk, though, looks to lay claim to at least an opening pick. There is an instantaneous trade as ZywOo again battles back, and they're adding to that kill tally now. A-Core back towards the vent. Oh, takes a little snapshot straight to the foot. There's 2 versus 3. ZywOo's looking so on the money at the minute, though. You just can't hold him back.
He's just unstoppable, undeniable. 23 kills in the first half. Back in MR15, that would have been outrageous, let alone MR12. He must still be around that 180 to 200 ADR part at this stage. That is an outrageous first half if you're Vitality. But ZywOo, head and shoulders above the rest. This guy is an animal.
Finally, a bit of an opportunity as well for Ash to chime in, see if he can rally the troops on GamerLegion a little bit. But it's so different, isn't it? Seeing the emotions between both teams, you know, it's one of those where you wake up on the right side of the bed that morning, everyone's fragging, everyone's feeling good. And obviously you've got more games to play as well today, right? So it's not only the fact you might win this one very cleanly, it's that then you're thinking, all right, everyone's firing on all cylinders. We got good momentum, we got good energy for the day. Versus for GamerLegion, the exact opposite. You've got to sit there, wait for the redraw, watch the other games, be thinking, oh, how do we snap out of this? How do we reset? It really is kind of a punch to the stomach, Vince.
Mate, 187 ADR in the first half. ZywOo, please. Listen, they say, you know, when it comes to all manner of things, monopolies are always bad, right? Donk's getting all this hype. ZywOo's like, hold on, wait a second. Let me just pop off real quick and remind you that I'm still here.
Yeah.
And GamerLegion is still here. They got themselves a 2-for-1 trade early on. A chance to try and stave off the 13-0 and get themselves a bit of success, a bit of confidence. In the meanwhile, they're spilling downstairs, but Acor is here with the USP.
Oh, instantly dinked though. And his cranium gets smashed in. Spinks down on the site with the bomb planted. And this isn't going to be easy. Retake that spells defeat if they fail. And Spinks pushes in again with a Glock. He takes a volt of electricity straight to the face and is tasered out. mezii struggling, normally a beast with a pistol, but on this one, he falls short. And it's all on Apeks. 1v3 to guarantee that 13-0.
Oh, it's the full defuse, full 10 seconds. The smoke is in his eyes. He's tapping and trying his best to deny the defuse, but it won't be happening. If a stray bullet had just gone through and carved through the head, that would have been the round and the match over. But GamerLegion will be picking up at least the one round and trying to build into this one slowly and steadily. Of course, there is a long way to go before we begin to believe in this comeback, but they've at least got their first brick down laid.
And also for anyone else as well, it's just one of those where at least you get to flex your muscles a little bit, play a bit of CS into this game, warm up a little bit. Obviously, grand scheme of things, you want to make yourself feel a little bit better. But like you say, believing in this full comeback, it's really going to be quite arduous for them. So many rounds back to back, you can't make a single mistake. And we've seen the hero plays are working for Vitality. The confidence in each and every one of them is absolutely an all-time high. So those rounds that normally wouldn't be sustainable, in one of them, they would just be able to pick it up.
Eagles and the Scout as well. ZywOo, actually, interesting, the first sniper that we've seen is the Scout in the second half. He didn't run with the AWP. It was A1Ss and the AK he picked up early on. Now the Scout looking for some opportunities outside. They also have a good idea that Secret is very possible. Very much an angle they may have to contend with sooner rather than later. It is Snax the man for the job, perhaps. But he'll know that there's at least one set of eyes staring into this angle, maybe waiting for some flashes and grenades to be tossed out, but there actually aren't that many at the disposal of GamerLegion who've gone all in terms of firepower. No MP9s in this round, and so far it's working out a treat. It's a shutdown, a complete and utter shutdown in this round on GamerLegion, much more like it from their perspective. The problem is, though, that was kind of a dip your toe in the pool half buy on the side of Vitality, and they're going to have more weapons to come back with.
Yeah, and then it starts to really get a bit scary because it's also, you know, you think about the numbers on it. If we were to just rush upper 10 times in a row, at some point, you're not going to kill all of us. At some point, you're not going to be able to hold it back, right? And you kind of have the ability to do that with just how much of a buffer you built for yourself off of just cleanly shutting them down in that first half. So it's always scary. Has to be better than good for GamerLegion on the second half here. That round, though, at least quite nice. You get to find a clean one, finally. Acor waiting for the peek outside, seeing if anyone's going to come his way. Snax switching up the position as well. The double smokes go down to give them control towards Secret. A bit late on the pass to the nades. He will blow a gap into it to peek, but they've held further back, so they bait the wide swing out from the CTs, trying to inflict a bit of damage.
Flames getting two, though. It was ZywOo's position that looked like it would see the first bit of action in terms of fragging. But Kioz is snaking round the back as it stands. Apeks anticipating there'll be some re-engagement down the ramp, and it's Acor that goes straight into his crosshair. And it's looking like the beginning of the end on the side of GamerLegion. As you highlighted, Jackie, it had to be better than good. It had to be flawless on this CT side, and there have been some gaps, and they've been expunged, they've been exposed. And unless Volt and Kioz can pull off this 2-on-4, it will make a very quick best of one come to an abrupt end. mezii and Apeks holding the angles down on ramp, and Apeks connects the first. mezii round the corner, gets shut out from Volt, but there is Apeks again. And Vitality showing up and showing that they are not going to be starting this slow. They're off to a bang.
Oh yeah, coming out swinging, Highlight reel after highlight reel, all the frags on each and every one of them looking very clean. Vitality coming out swinging.